right, it's Sunday, the morning of Sunday, November 3rd. I am headed east out to Wisconsin. Killed that buck in Minnesota 2 days ago on Halloween. Spent all day Friday getting it processed and packaged up and put in the freezer. Spent yesterday picking away at that skull. That'll make a cool European mount. Spent some time with the family, took the sun out. We put a ground blind up and did a little hunt back at home, just to see what would come by. Maybe take a doe if we had the chance. I still got a bonus tag here in Minnesota, and that was a lot of fun. It's the first time I really took my son, he's 6 now, out bow hunting in the ground blind, and we had a little buck come in at about 20 yards, so that was really fun. Cool to share that with him. But now we're headed to Wisconsin. I got the entire week off of work. I've never hunted Wisconsin during November like this, so I'm very excited. We're gonna pick up where we left off in mid-October. Should get there around noonish. We'll scout our way in and start checking spots where the bucks were. I got an idea from spring scouting where they're probably going to be cruising, and we'll just kind of play it by ear. No need to overthink it. I think we just get in the woods and see what happens. I really have no standards or expectations. If something gets me excited, I'll shoot it. I think my biggest thing is making sure I don't wear myself out. Probably going to be long days in the stands and lots of walking before we get on deer again, is usually how it goes. But I'm super excited to figure it out. Day one, we're all set up. I got a bunch of trails that come together. A pond right here and a big scrape. Last time I was in here, I hunted up there about 100 yards. And that's where I had that big buck come from. I don't think I can get away with that anymore with the leaves being open. But I think this should be a good cruising area. I passed a few more scrapes that were fresh back that way. There's fresh deer poop up here too. Could be a good cruising spot. It's November 3rd, so anything can happen. I don't like how open it is in this spot, but it's surrounded by thick cover. And the terrain all meets in this one lower spot. I'm a little worried about my wind and scent. For now, we got a really strong, weird east wind sucking my wind this way. So tonight I can get away with it, I think. But I don't know if I can keep on this. I'm excited. We'll see if we get lucky. Monday, November 4th. It's raining. Not hard, but it is raining, so I got my rain gear on. In the same spot I was yesterday, where I saw that buck. It's supposed to rain till about noon, so we'll see if anything sneaks through here. And if not, I'm gonna move over there, about 60 yards to that other trail. If it rains like this, it's tolerable. If it downpours, we might be in trouble. But I got enough food to last me the entire day. I don't like all day sits, but it's November, so here we go. It's downpouring out now. It's only 7:40. It's like prime time, but I'm gonna move my stand now. All right, I moved. I was set up in that tree on the other side of the pond over there. Last night that buck went this way. So this is a good like 4-way cross of trails. I hope to catch a buck cruising right here. Wind's coming right at me this way. So hopefully the rain lets up. I'm soaking wet. I moved again. It's almost 2:30, and after a bunch of rain and wind, that front moved through and the wind shifted again. So for me to set up on this pinch point where that buck went, I had to move on the other side. So my other tree was actually right over there. So I just moved 30 yards across the pinch. It should work, but we need a deer to show up. It's a miserable day out, but it's November, like I said, and the deer should be moving. Debating if I stick this spot out the next few days or if I scout tomorrow, find something new. I guess we'll just see what happens tonight first. So, I accidentally set up next to a birdhouse or a mouse or something. I don't know if that's a mouse or what. I can hear him squeaking in there. It's right by my face. This'll be an interesting sit. Good morning. Tuesday, day 3. election day, actually. Late start today. Wearing my killing flannel. It's about 9:30 in the morning. Nobody in the parking lot. Peak rut in the whitetail woods in Wisconsin. Or at least peak chasing. You think there'd be more fellas out here, but I am not complaining. Goal today is to find more places to hunt throughout the rest of the week. I do have all my gear with me, just in case I find a spot to set up, but I plan on putting out a lot of miles today. I'm gonna check spots where I know does have been from when I was here in October. Forecast calls for rain, so I got my rain gear with. We'll see what happens. If I don't find anything good, we'll just repeat tomorrow. Otherwise, time to start spending some time in the stand once we find some spots. So I'll keep you up to date on what we find. As I'm walking this walking road, every time I get to a nice ridge, thick cover, or just any place I've seen deer in the past that I'm not gonna scout, right as I crest, I'm doing a couple grunts on the grunt tube and waiting 5 minutes just to see if anything comes out. Never had luck doing that, but now's the time of year where, you know, something stupid like that could work. And with nobody in the parking lot, I can be aggressive like that. So we're just gonna slowly work our way back and keep trying. Set up. I didn't film much because it was downpouring the whole time I walked here. There's a scrape right there. I got some really good terrain features, but I'm kind of in the wide open, so I'm not going to be able to move a whole lot, but I can see far. It's just close to where I killed that doe in mid-October. Basically on the downwind side of doe bedding. There's a big bowl behind me. Most of the scrapes didn't look good, but that one had fresh marks in it, and it's been downpouring, so that probably happened this morning, I'm thinking. I know the does like to weave right through this spot right in front of me, so we'll see what happens. 2:30. It's rolling. I got him. I just shot a monster. I'm 2.5 miles back on public land. I sat in the rain all day yesterday, all day today. I'm so happy. I can't believe it. I was feeling like crap. That's November, man. I'm shaking so bad. I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. I gotta make some calls. I gotta get this thing out of here in the freaking rain. It's a monster buck. Yes! Yes! He's down. Right there, baby. I quit shaking finally. He rubbed over there, worked a couple of scrapes, and I shot him at 10 yards. Oh, all right, time to get down. I'll show you my setup too. Here's my arrow. That's my tree. Now standing up. I was a little nervous, actually. It's not bad. And he died right up there, just past that crunky log. Alright, let's walk up to this beast. I'm so happy with this. Here he is. He died right here. The tree's right back that way. Are you kidding me? Yes. As he lays. I got so much work. I'm over 2.5 miles back. I don't even care. What a buck. Public land, Wisconsin. Man, what a season. Well, here he is. Wisconsin public land. I am happy. It's been raining a lot. I set up on the downwind side of doe bedding here. This is actually not far from where I shot my doe last year, or earlier in the season. He ended up working a tree over there. I saw it shaking pretty bad. He was making a rub, and sure enough, he came right down, hit some scrapes on his way down before giving me about a 10-yard shot, and he died right up here, probably, I don't know, 50, 60 yards from the tree. Love it. I have almost a 3-mile hike back. I got to get all my gear put away and then get the cart and get him out of here. Luckily we got a little bit of daylight and I don't have to do a track job. So let the work begin. I couldn't be happier. Big old brute. All right, supposedly that'll help keep the coyotes off him. Time to bring all my gear back. I'll be back with the cart and maybe some help. Oh, I was trying to soak this moment in. Getting that thing out of here is going to be complete hell, but what a season. What a season. That's all I have to say. I love bow hunting. It's still raining. I'm still walking back and I'm still jacked up with adrenaline. So Just want to recap what happened there. I slept in. It's election day. Went and voted at home. Drove the couple hours back out here. And didn't know what I was going to do. Hold on. Because I was kind of moping around. The weather was crappy, but we had a north wind. And I thought, I'll go back to where I killed that doe, because I know there's a bunch of does there. I know where they bed, and I'll just go downwind, right on the south side. And that's what I did. I picked a tiny, spindly, bare tree. It was wide open. I'm hunting hill country in that little spot, really hilly, which I'm not used to at all. So there's this big ridge with a scrape on it, and I was actually set up to shoot that. But behind me, or to my offside, when I was in the tree, I noticed there's actually beds down there in a pretty well-established trail and a rub line. So I thought, boy, I better be ready to stand up and turn around just in case. And it just started pouring out. I'm sitting there feeling sorry for myself. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the week for spots, because the scouting on the way down was just piss poor. Nothing I was excited about. And the rain started to let up enough to where I took my hood off, my rain jacket, and I look up and I saw a big tree shaking. And that's when I turned the GoPro on, because that buck was rubbing that tree on the opposite ridge. And he just worked his way over. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure he'd see me in that tiny tree. So I just stood there still. He worked that scrape. And when he was walking that trail to my right, that's downwind of me. So I thought, as soon as I get an opportunity here, I'm sticking him. I drew the bow back, and I thought for sure he'd hear it, because that rain gear is noisy. But he didn't. And I took a quartering 2 shot, which isn't the best, but I hit right where I needed to. Arrow zipped through him. He didn't know what happened. Ran up the hill, and he started to get wobbly. And that's when I started to lose it, because I knew he was toast. So, right, I knew the spot, but boy, there's also a lot of luck involved. And it's still raining. This is going to be one miserable cart out of here, but we'll figure it out. I'm still happy, but the adrenaline wore off. Still not back to the truck. It's gonna be pitch dark by the time I am. I gotta find that second wind. Almost 4 hours later, the recovery crew has made it to the buck. Perfect. Right as I left them. Alright. I'm gonna take a little break and give that a go. Really hope the cart makes it. Yeah. Oh. Ruts are going to be a problem. This is doable. Easier to push or pull for the main part. Pull. God, he does have a nice frame on him. We did it. It's over 2.5 miles. It's 9:20. I shot this thing at 2:30. We did it. Oh, that sucked. We did it. Get some light on them. Well earned. Great season.